Hi and welcome. My name's Tolan and I'm the co-founder of ProductivityMe. In this video, we'll look at the keyboard shortcuts of Ctrl-T and Ctrl-Shift T, methods for opening new tabs and/or reopening recently closed tabs. In this video, we'll look at two common workflows, one for Google Chrome and the second for Microsoft Internet Explorer. Now, if we open up Google Chrome, let's think about your workflow. It could be something like this. You'd launch your browser by hitting Windows 1, or whatever the number of Google Chrome is on your actual taskbar. You'd open up a new browser window by hitting Ctrl-N. You could then use your mouse to click on the small gray pale box on the rightmost part of your tab bar so that you could then open up a new tab. You would be able to browse your websites freely, going to wherever you wanted, and then once you're ready to close your tabs, you could do something like Ctrl-W. If and when you decide that you want to reopen recently closed tabs, you would right-click on your Chrome settings button, scroll down to the option labeled Recent Tabs, and from that drop-down menu, you would select the tab or tabs that you wish to reopen and launch them. Each browser is a little bit different, and each version of the browser can have certain nuances. But for Microsoft Internet Explorer 11, the process would be something similar to this. You could open up Internet Explorer by hitting the Windows key and searching for the term Internet Explorer, pressing Enter to select and launch Internet Explorer. You would then be able to open up a new window with Ctrl-N. You could open up new tabs by using your mouse to click on the small gray pale box to the rightmost part of your tab bar. You'd then be able to browse your websites freely and close certain tabs with Ctrl-W. Once you've arrived at a point of wanting to open recently closed tabs, you would then open up a new tab. And near the bottom of that tab's web page, in the center part of that section, you'd see an option labeled Reopen Last Session. This would allow you to then launch the tab or tabs that you most recently closed. When launching tabs, whether those be new tabs or recently closed tabs, rather than rely on your mouse, you might benefit from being able to use one or both of the following keyboard shortcuts. First, let's look at Ctrl-T. When used in the context of an internet browser, Ctrl-T's functionality is nearly identical to that of Ctrl-N. The difference between that of Ctrl-T and Ctrl-N is that Ctrl-T will launch a new tab, not a new window. So let's look at an example of how Ctrl-T is used. Open up Google Chrome by hitting the Windows key, typing in the word Chrome, selecting Google Chrome from your search results, and hitting Enter to launch Chrome. Once Chrome is launched, you can hit Ctrl-T once, twice, 3 times, and this will give you a total of 4 tabs. This point demonstrates the functionality of using Ctrl-T in order to generate new tabs. Now let's look at the keyboard shortcut of Ctrl-Shift T, a keyboard shortcut that will allow us to open up recently closed tabs. First, let's go to a few websites. For this example, we'll go to youtube.com, twitter.com, and office.com. If you were to close one or more of those tabs and then wish to reopen them, you'd have a few options. Rather than manually go to your Chrome menu and scroll to recent tabs, you could then use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl-Shift T. Ctrl-Shift T will reopen the tabs that you most recently closed in that specific order. In the case of this example, let's say that we closed our tabs in the order of first we closed office.com, then we closed twitter.com, and lastly we closed YouTube. Thus, the order in which these tabs will reappear when we press Ctrl-Shift T will be YouTube, Twitter, and office.com. From this process, you can see how pressing Ctrl-Shift T reopens your tabs in reverse chronological order, opening the tabs that you closed most recently first, then second, then third, so on and so forth. The process flow described here using Google Chrome would be quite similar for that of Internet Explorer. First, you'd launch your browser, then you'd open up some new tabs, and let's go back to youtube.com, twitter.com, and office.com. Then you can close those tabs one by one using the Windows W keyboard shortcut. Let's start by closing office.com. Thus, when we press Ctrl-Shift T once, twice, 3 times, first it would reopen YouTube, then it would reopen Twitter, and lastly it would reopen office.com. And that's it. Now you're fully equipped to open tabs as well as recently closed tabs. With this in mind, in our next video, we'll start to cover some of the nuances of Alt F4 and Control F4 as well as Ctrl-W when used in an internet browser environment. Thus, we'll discuss how the functionality of these keyboard shortcuts in an internet browser environment is different from that of what we discussed for Microsoft Office applications in an earlier video. So join us for that, and as always, thanks for watching.